Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Old Man Rambles. Now, I'm going to paint a bad picture of myself a little bit, so bear with me. I've noticed I want to say there's always been an expression that talking about things helps, and I've always kind of somewhat dismissed it, and this is somewhat tangentially related to that, I guess. But I occasionally have thoughts that I'm not happy with or proud of. They're thoughts I don't want to have. I know they're wrong, but they are there. And those things where you can't really seem to stop yourself from having the bad thoughts that you don't want to have. Um, but for some reason, talking about them helps. And I'm going to give you an example, which is why I said I'm going to make myself look bad, because this looks really bad. So, having said that, I am nervous about discussing this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm an idiot. Many years ago, my oldest daughter has a group of friends, and at her 16th birthday party, she has a pool party and invites, a bunch of her high school friends. And her teenage friends are in bikinis around the swimming pool, and it is distracting, which is why I say it makes me look bad. But it gets worse. There's one of my daughter's friends who, in particular, I find very distracting. And that is the best way I can describe it. I'm not like fantasizing about this girl or lusting after her, but she is very attractive and in a way that I find very distracting. I find it difficult not to look at her. And I'm a 40-something-year-old man staring at a 16-year-old teenage girl in a bikini, which is bad. And it's like, I don't want these thoughts in my head. And like I said, I'm not lusting after her. I'm not fantasizing about her. I just can't stop looking at her. And this persists for quite some time, not just at the party, but like my daughter has a close circle of friends. They're around a lot. I see them quite frequently. And this young woman is very distractingly attractive. And, I can't stop myself. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere beyond looking, but it disturbs me that this is happening to me. I rarely find any woman, regardless of age, that distractingly attractive. I'm not one of those guys who had like posters of, celebrities in bikinis all over my room walls, because as much as I like women and like beautiful women, it was never something that I really obsessed over like that. And there's only been a handful of times in my life where I found a woman who was so physically attractive that I could not stop staring at her. This was just one of the rare times it happened when it was very inappropriate. And I knew it was inappropriate and I didn't want it. But there it was. This persisted for a couple of years. And I kept it to myself. And one day I made the mistake of mentioning that I found this girl distractingly attractive to my wife and daughter, for which they berated me quite a lot. Quite a lot. They gave me quite a hard time about it. And I'm not sure if I deserved quite that level of harassment or critique, because I was aware that it was wrong and I didn't want it to be that way. I was just admitting, a flaw in my character, I guess, that I was unhappy about. And I was unhappy about it because I knew it was inappropriate. I knew it was wrong. But the odd thing was is that after I told them, I stopped being distracted by her. She's still an attractive young woman, but for some reason, confessing my horrible secret to my wife and daughter made that go away for some reason. I still see this woman to this day. Well, not today. My daughter still has several of the same friends she had in high school. I still see this woman and several of my daughter's other high school friends, which she has kept. She keeps in close contact with them. She has them over to the house. They have regular D&D sessions at the house, at their house. They don't, she doesn't live here anymore, but my daughter's in her 30s. But they still hang out together. They still party together. They still play D&D together. They're still all huge nerds together, which I love. I love my daughter's nerdy friends. But yeah, she was no longer a distraction. I no longer had those unwanted thoughts in my head that somehow confessing my horrible character flaw to them somehow purged, I guess. I don't know. It was weird to me. But I've noticed it's happened other times too. I will not confess any of my other horrible thoughts, which will paint me in an even worse light than I already have painted myself. But it's happened a couple other times too, where I've had these thoughts in my head that were contrary to what I believed. Like I believe this thing is the right thing to do, but my brain is still doing this other thing. Where I've had these awful thoughts that I was unhappy with, that I knew were wrong, that I shouldn't be having these thoughts. These thoughts are contrary to the person that I want to be. I don't want to be this person that my brain is telling me I am. I want to be a better person than that. And, those thoughts have sat in the back of my head for years until I finally made a comment, talked to someone about them and said, hey, this is how I feel about this stupid thing. And of course, my family has told me I'm an awful human being for thinking those things. But then those thoughts go away. Those bad thoughts go away. So, talking helps. I don't know. Confession is good for the soul, I guess. I don't know. It's just an odd little thing that I've noticed, that I guess I have removed certain awful parts of myself by simply talking to other people about them. And that seems a very odd thing to happen, and I don't know why it happens, or how, or what the hell's going on in my brain. Not that I know what the hell's going on in my brain anyway. But, I guess maybe some of my awfulness has gone down. I don't know. It's just one of those weird thoughts that's been bouncing around in my head for a while. And I figured I'd go on the internet and make myself look like an awful person. Good hunting.